Hello everyone, welcome back to Geomorphology. Today, let's look into one of the most modern hypotheses regarding the origin of Earth and the solar system, that is, the tidal hypothesis. The tidal hypothesis was postulated in the year 1919 by British geographer James Jeans, and this hypothesis was later on modified by Sir Harold Jeffreys in the year 1929. Let's look into the assumptions what James has made with regard to the origin of the earth. The solar system was formed from the sun and there is another intruding star. In the beginning, the sun was a big gaseous mass of matter that generally emits light. The primitive sun remains stationary and rotating on its own axis. Besides the primitive sun, there was another star, what we call them as an intruding star in the universe. And this intruding star is much bigger in size than the primitive sun. The intruding star was destined to pass along a path that will come closer to the primitive sun. The intruding star will create a greater impact on the surface of the primitive sun with tidal force. Now let's look into what the theory tells about. Jeans postulated that there is a huge intruding star that has created a massive gravitational pull over the primitive sun. Thus, huge amount of matter was ejected from the primitive sun, which later on became the building material of the present day planets in our solar system. According to Newton's law of gravity, every body in the universe attracts every other object with a force which is directly proportional to the product of the masses between those objects and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. Thus, the intensity of gravitational pull between the intruding star and sun depends upon two factors. Factor number one is the mass between these stars, and second factor is the distance between them. Since the masses between these two stars, that is the primitive star and the intruding star, are very high, the amount of gravitational pull between them will also be very high. As the intruding star was having a higher mass than the primitive sun, it exerts greater gravitational force on the surface of the primitive sun. Secondly, as the intruding star was coming closer to the primitive sun, the amount of gravitational force between them was also increasing. Jeans postulated that the intruding star was continuously moving along such a path that when it comes nearer to the primitive sun, it exerts a great tidal force on the surface of the primitive sun. As the star came closer and closer, the gravitational pull became maximum in such a way that results a giant cigar-shaped tide created on the outer surface of the primitive sun. And this cigar was ejected from the primitive sun. Jeans termed this cigar-shaped matter as filament, which was much thicker in the center and thinner and tapering towards the end. Gradually, when the intruding star started moving away from the primitive sun, the filament that was pulled out from the primitive sun followed the intruding star. When the distance between the stars increased, the cigar was not able to keep pace with the intruding star, and ultimately it started revolving around the primitive sun due to the gravitational pull by the primitive sun over these filaments. According to Jeans, the planets of our solar system were thus formed due to the cooling and the condensation of incandescent mass of gaseous matter of the filament. The filament, after being detached from the sun, started to cool down and contracted in size. The contraction of the filament led to its breaking into several pieces, and each piece condensed to form one separate planet. This process led to the formation of planets. The middle part of the filament condensed to become bigger planets like Jupiter and Saturn, and the tapering end became the smaller planets. The remaining part of the primitive sun became our present day sun. Now let's look into what are the evidences that favor the tidal hypothesis of genes. First is with regard to the shape and the ordering of the planets. The filament or the cigar that has been ejected from the primitive sun was almost in the shape of a cigar. That means thicker in the middle and thinner or tapering at the end. This shape clearly matches with the present day shape of our planets. The arrangement of cigar also matches with present day planetary arrangement of our solar system. Almost Jupiter and Saturn remains largest in the middle and the size gradually decreases on both the ends. The second evidence that favor the hypothesis is with regard to the arrangement of satellites. Almost the same type of arrangement of satellites around the planets like that of the planets around the sun is found in our solar system. The arrangement of satellites of Jupiter and Saturn confirms this theory. Then comes the numbering and the size of the satellites. According to the hypothesis, bigger planets took longer time for cooling and condensing than smaller planets. Thus, large number of satellites of bigger size can be formed for bigger planets than smaller ones. This conforms with the present day satellites of our solar system. In the year 1929, Sir Harold Jeffreys modified original tidal hypothesis of genes, and he presented the concept of collision hypothesis. According to Jeffreys, there were three stars in the universe before the origin of our solar system. One was our primitive sun, the other is a companion star, and the third one is an intruding star that moved towards the companion star. The intruding star collided against the companion star, and the companion star was completely shattered, and it was thrown out and scattered in the sky and in the space. And some of the shattered portions started revolving around the primitive sun. Due to collision, the intruding star was able to clear itself from the gravitational attraction of primitive sun, and gradually they vanished in the universe. The planets of our solar system were formed from the remaining debris of the companion star. Now let's critically evaluate the hypothesis. The universe is infinite in space, and the stars are so distant away from each other. So, like what the planetesimal hypothesis faces the criticism, the tidal hypothesis also faced the similar criticism, as a close encounter between two stars is a real possibility. Also, Jeans and Jeffreys haven't explained the whereabouts about the density of the intruding star that created a massive tidal force on the primitive sun in the form of a filament. The planets of our solar system are generally composed of elements of high atomic weight. However, the constituent elements of sun from which the planets are formed are generally of lighter atomic weight. The hypothesis cannot give a satisfactory explanation to such anomalies. Regarding the formation of satellites, it was accepted that the satellites have been formed from the tidal effect exerted by the primitive sun on the planets by the Jeffreys. However, the planets like Mercury and Venus have no planets. and satellites, even though they are more nearer to sun with greater gravitational attraction. Friends, I hope you have enjoyed today's session. Post your queries and suggestions in the comment box or in the Google Classroom. I wish everyone a great day ahead. Thank you all.